Find the area of the shaded region. These are questions 12 through 14 on the 4.7 through 4.9 review. So notice that the shaded region in number 12 isn't 120 degrees of the 360, right? It's the rest. So we can do 360 minus 120, which is 240. Right here, this is the ratio of that angle to the entire circle. What we do is we multiply that by the area. This is the area. That is what will give us the area of that shaded region. So the radius in this case is 4. So I'll work from left to right. We'll reduce this. Actually, I could just use the equal sign. 240 over 360 reduces to 24/36, which if you divide the top and bottom, you can end up with 2/3. If you divide the top and bottom by 12, so we have 2/3 times pi times 4 squared, which is just 16 pi, in which case we get 32 pi thirds, and this is in centimeters, so centimeters squared. Alright, in this next question we have an annulus, and the annulus is just taking the area of the big circle, which is just pi r squared, using the radius of the big circle, and then we subtract out the area of the smaller circle. So in this case, we know that the radius on the big circle is pi times 4 squared, and we are subtracting out the area of the small circle, which is pi 2 squared. We end up with 4 to the power of 2 is 16, so we get 16 pi, and we are subtracting out 4 pi. This gives us 12 pi. And these are in centimeters, so we have centimeters squared. Our final question here, put this in black, separate. Okay, our final question here is of a segment. The shaded area is a segment of the circle. So what we have to do is first find the sector, just like in question 12. And then once we found the sector, we will, let me highlight, find the area of the sector, and then we take the area of the triangle and subtract it out. And that will give us just the green area that's not blocked by the blue, right? So we have the area of the sector is, well, we need to know what angle this is right here. What angle is this? Well, this says that this angle is 135 degrees, right? Central angle is the same as its arc, the measure of its arc. And this is the same, so this must be 135. 135 times 2, or 135 plus 135, is 270. So all of this is 270 degrees, which means the remainder of it, what we want, is the difference between 360 and 270, which is 90. So this is actually a right angle. This is 90 degrees. So we should do 90 over 360, that's an easy one to reduce, times pi r, in this case is 8 squared. So 90 over 360, we know that's a fourth of the circle. And then 8 squared is 64, so we get 64 pi. 1/4 of 64 is actually 16. So the area of the shaded region is 16 pi. Again, we need to subtract out that blue area. That blue area is a right triangle, right? So we know the base is right here. We know it's 8 centimeters. We also know the height, which is also the radius, so it's also 8 centimeters. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. This gives us 1/2 of 64, which is 32. So our end-all answer should be 16 pi minus 32. That doesn't get it right. Does it ask us to round? Write your answers in terms of pi. So this is good enough. Right here you can say all of this centimeters squared. That's the area of the segment.